Chapter 14 Arjuna's Pilgrimage. Indraprastha flourished with its ever virtuous leader, Yudhisthira, and he became known as Dharmaraj, the king of religion. The brothers all lived happily, righteous lives as 1 year passed in bliss. Then one day, Arjuna heard the crying out of a citizen, "Help me, help me!" There was a Brahmin being stolen from. Arjuna sprang into action, but his weapons were in the quarters where Dharmaraj, his older brother, happened to be with Draupadi. Arjuna contemplated the situation. Should I go in? Should I not go in? And decided it's better for me to act and save a Brahmin, knowing full well the consequences of interrupting his brother's time with their wife. He knocked at the door, and Yudhisthira welcomed him in. Arjuna walked straight toward the crate containing his weapons without even looking at his brother or wife. And Yudhisthira was smiling, watching his brother. Arjuna told him of his reasonings without looking and left to go save the Brahmin's cow from the thief. Upon returning, Arjuna asked permission to leave for the forest at once. Yudhisthira was shocked. He tried to counsel and console Arjuna, saying, "You weren't in the least of. I wasn't in the least affected by your occurrence, and since you're my younger brother, it's all right." Arjuna would not be swayed from the path of virtue and truth. He said, "Truth is my weapon, and virtue is my strength." Yudhisthira could see his brother's mind was made up, so he gave him permission to leave. Arjuna left, accompanied by singing Brahmins, with wealth to distribute on his journey. He went north to the Himalayas, and then went east, planning to complete a full circle in his year before returning to Indraprastha. He enjoyed his time by the Ganges River, where he listened to learned sages speak of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and his different incarnations. He performed many fire sacrifices and spirituals. And one day, he was about to exit the Ganges river after bathing, and he was suddenly yanked deep under the water. Next thing he knew, he was in a celestial palace, decked with a large sacrificial fire, which Arjuna fearlessly chanted mantras as he offered oblations of ghee. As he finished, a beautiful woman walked in, and Arjuna could tell that she was one of the celestial Naga race, the snakes that could shapeshift. He asked her, "Who are you, and what is the purpose of bringing me here?" She responded, "I am the daughter of the Naga king, Kauryavaya, and my name is Ulupi, and I desire to be with you, Arjuna." Arjuna stated, "I am unable, because part of this exile is celibacy." But Ulupi reminded him that the vow of celibacy was only in reference to Draupadi, his wife. So, in joining with her, there would be no sin. Arjuna contemplated her words and found them to be correct. So they garlanded each other and then spent the night in the celestial palace. In the morning, Ulupi returned Arjuna to the spot in the Ganges and granted him the boon to be invincible in the water, and told him she would see him when he got home. Arjuna continued to visit many auspicious sites and distribute wealth to Brahmins. Eventually he came to the city of Manalur, where Chitravahana ruled. He met with the king and saw his daughter, and was enticed by her beauty. He asked the king, "May I marry her?" And Chitravahana was delighted and said, "It shall be so, under one condition. My family lineage has been allotted only one child each due to Shiva, and so their one child must be the heir to Manalur." Arjuna said, "It shall be so." He united with the princess and enjoyed the city for 3 months until he saw she was bearing his child. He told her he would come back in a year to bring her to Indraprastha. Arjuna continued his journey southward, where he encountered a large group of ascetic rishis. They told Arjuna of their problem. There was nice lakes that they would like to bathe in, but They're infested with crocodiles that would snatch anyone who entered. Arjuna remembered his boon granted by Ulupi about being invincible in water, so he fearlessly entered, and when grabbed by a croc, he grabbed it back and dashed it against the bank. From his lifeless body sprang a beautiful celestial maiden. Arjuna inquired, and she said, "My name is Varga, and I was an Aspara angel, very special to Kuvera, the god of wealth. Me and my friends have been traveling through heavenly woodlands one day when we came across a very handsome Brahmin. We began to disturb his meditation. He was disturbed and in his anger cursed us to become alligators that constantly attack others. We begged his forgiveness, and Narada Muni showed up luckily, telling us that everything would be all right, and we should go to 5 lakes and wait for some time for Arjuna to come and liberate us all." And so it was so. Arjuna continued now on the western coast northward, where he soon came upon Krishna's kingdom Dwarka, which was only accessible through one bridge. Arjuna arrived as expected by Krishna and was warmly welcomed. He asked Krishna about his cousin Subhadra and how he might come to marry her. Krishna suggested that she be taken like the old ways, because the Svayamvara was uncertain, and Balaram had an inclination to marry her to Duryodhana. So Krishna suggested that Arjuna disguise himself as a Brahmin sannyasi and spend his remaining 3 months in the city. Being a sannyasi, Balaram would no doubt invite him to eat in his palace, and that was the only place he would have a chance to meet Subhadra. She had never left the palace and was waiting for her Svayamvara wedding ceremony. Arjuna accepted Krishna's plan and checked out the amazing city of Dwarka, disguised as a Brahmin. There were 16,000 palaces that all rivaled those on Mount Meru, where heaven is, and many beautiful parks and small lakes. Arjuna was soon invited to Balaram's palace, where he was waited on by Subhadra, and he instantly felt attracted to her heavenly beauty. He tried not to stare as she served him, and she couldn't help but notice his powerful build and handsome features, and she desired him as well. The raining season came to an end, so Arjuna prepared to leave. Krishna informed him that there would be an opportune moment to take Subhadra at an upcoming celebration of the Yadus at a nearby hill. Krishna assured him that the Yadus would be relaxed, and that he would be able to calm Balaram down after Arjuna did the deed. On the day Krishna provided Arjuna with the chariot and majestic steeds. Arjuna waited till evening time. Then when he saw the celebration and princess, he immediately raced toward her. Ha ha ha! He was grabbing her and lifting her onto his chariot so fast that no one had a chance to react. And then he was off, racing to Hastinapur. The Yadus were left stunned. Balaram roared in rage to get ready for war, and the assembly riled up and readied. But Balaram saw Krishna staying silent, so implored everyone, "Wait, hold on. Let's hear what my younger brother has to say." Krishna said, "Arjuna has done right and enhanced our glory. Arjuna did not try to pay for our sister, for who could sell their sister or daughter? He would not receive her as a gift, as if she were an animal. Instead, he took her like a powerful warrior would in the days of old." Krishna continued to dispel doubts of the Yadus, and soon they rejoiced to have an alliance with the powerful Arjuna and the Pandavas. They sent messengers to bring Arjuna and Subhadra back, where they were properly married. And after spending a few more days in Dwarka, Arjuna and Subhadra left for home to Indraprastha, excited to see his brothers and introduce him to his new wife after 1 full year of exile.